Back in the Joseon period, educational institutions included county schools, hyangyo, private academies, 서원, public schools, 사부학당, and the National Confucian Academy, 성균관. There were also private educational institutions called 서당. Wealthy families sometimes hired private tutors to teach their children at home. The leading educational institutions in Seoul were the National Confucian Academy and the four schools, Sahak. Among them, the National Confucian Academy still exists at Seongyungwan University in Myeongnyungdong, Cheongno-gu. The National Confucian Academy was the highest educational institution of that time, kind of like a modern-day national university. Building the National Confucian Academy took 3 years, starting in 1395, the fourth year of King Taejo's reign. The academy houses several buildings, including Taesongjeon, where the memorial tablets of sages were stored, and Myeongyundang, where students studied. All these buildings were reconstructed after the Japanese invasion of 1592. In the early Joseon period, the academy admitted 200 students, but this number was reduced to 126 during the reign of King Yongjo due to financial issues. To get into the academy, students had to meet certain requirements. For instance, only classics licentiates, 생원, literary licentiates, 진사, those who passed certain exams at the four schools, and those with ancestors known for virtuous deeds could apply for admission to Seongyungwan. Students at the National Confucian Academy lived in dorms and followed strict schedules to pass frequent exams. Teachers called roll call every morning, and only those who attended over 300 days of classes were qualified for the academy exam, 관시. Students stayed at the academy until they passed the state exam. While at Seongyungwan, students could take 2 days off a month to visit their parents or do chores like laundry. Most students at the academy came from literati families. Since they could enter officialdom via state exams, they were highly interested in government policies. When the government implemented unfair policies or abused power, students would call a meeting and voice their concerns. If that didn't work, they protested by demonstrating or refusing to go to class. For example, they staged a strike to protest King Yeonsangun's despotism. In response, the king turned the academy into a playground. However, most Joseon kings accepted the students' demands to boost their pride as scholars and to produce talented professionals. The National Confucian Academy lost its significance as an educational institution when its name was changed to Gyeonghagwon under Japanese rule. With the establishment of Myeongyunhagwon, Gyeonghagwon restored its reputation and developed into present-day Seongyungwan University. In sum, the National Confucian Academy was the cradle of higher learning that produced intellectual leaders of the Joseon period. Below the National Confucian Academy were the four schools, which served as secondary educational institutions. In early Joseon, Seoul was divided into 5 administrative districts: East, West, South, North, and Central, with schools in each district except one. At that time, Buddhist temples were used as secondary schools, since there were no school buildings. In 1411, the 11th year of King Taejong's reign, the Southern School was established in southern Seoul, followed by the founding of the Central School, the Western School, and the Eastern School. The Northern School wasn't established during King Sejong's reign, which is why it's called the Four Schools in the National Code. The Northern and Western schools were located in present-day Junggu, and the Central and Eastern schools were in present-day Cheongno-gu. Each of the four schools accepted 100 students. They were similar to the National Confucian Academy in terms of subjects taught, but did not have Confucian shrines and focused exclusively on education. Children from commoner and literati families could enter the four schools at age 8. Those who excelled in school were admitted to the National Confucian Academy after passing the entrance exam at age 15. The state covered all expenses, including tuition, and students had to live on campus under strict discipline. Students from the four schools often joined the National Confucian Academy students in protests against the government and supported Neo-Confucian scholars against the meritorious elites. With a shortage of students at government-operated schools and the emergence of modern educational institutions at the end of the Joseon period, the four schools gradually disappeared. Outside Seoul, county schools handled secondary education. The Yangcheon County School in present-day Yangcheon-gu and the Dobong Private Academy in present-day Dobong-gu were part of Gyeonggi-do during the Joseon period until Seoul expanded to include those areas. With the National Confucian Academy and the four schools, Seoul was considered the city where talented students from all over the nation could receive the best education in Joseon.